everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Tuesday, July 5th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. Thanks for joining us for today's program. Coming up, we'll speak with estuary resident Jan Boud, who will talk about this year's Employee Christmas Fund Drive. And we'll hear about an academy class on smartphone videography from George Waters of Palm Acres.
But first, we want to take a second to remind you about the summer dining schedule here at Shell Point. As of yesterday, the Promenade Cafe at the Woodlands Commons is now closed through September 6th. The Crystal Room on the island will close on August 15th and reopen on September 4th. It will also be open for Sunday brunch on August 21st and the 28th from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. And finally, the Palm Grill at the Woodlands Commons will be closed from September 13th through October 4th.
Thursday will be an important opportunity to explore your inner painter. This is a perfect fit for everyone, regardless of artistic ability, to receive step-by-step instructions from an experienced local artist. Come and enjoy creating and having fun with your Shell Point neighbors at 1 p.m. in the Sabal room of the Woodlands. All supplies will be provided and light refreshments will be served. The cost of the class is $35 and you'll need to sign up at either service desk.
Jan Boud of the Estuary serves on the Employee Christmas Fund Committee for 2016. She met with some of the Shell Point managers and their employees to talk about what the Employee Christmas gift means to them.
Hello, my name is Jan Boud, and I have the honor of serving on the 2016 Employee Christmas Fund Committee. My husband Ron and I moved to Shell Point just about a year ago, and every day we are more and more thankful we made the decision to move here. It's not just the beauty of this place or the wonderful activities and programs available. What we have discovered is this: the thing that really makes a difference at Shell Point is the people who work here. Believe it or not, almost 1,000 of them share work responsibilities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, with a commitment of caring for, serving, and satisfying you and me as residents. I see it happening every day, and I'm sure you do too. If you're like me, there are many times I've wanted to say a special thanks to folks who make our lives so easy and free from cares. And you know, words are always good, but sometimes they just don't seem adequate enough. That's one of the reasons I am serving on this year's Employee Christmas Fund Committee, to give me an opportunity to say more than words of thanks to Shell Point employees. This initiative, you may not know, was started many years ago by residents like you and me under the guidance of our Residents' Council. Last Christmas, 978 employees each received a gift of $610, thanks to over 1,200 generous gifts from Shell Point residents. To me, that's amazing. Today, I'd like to do something unique and take a minute to introduce you to some very special folks, employees who have been recipients of this monetary gift in the past, so that you can hear firsthand from them what your generosity really means. So, come with me. We're here with Stacy Daniels over at the Arbor, and we're going to be talking with her about the Employee Christmas Fund. But first, Stacy, welcome, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you taking time. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I understand that you've just gotten a recent promotion.
I did. I've been with Shell Point for almost 22 years now. Started off as a hospitality care assistant at our first assisted living facility over on the island, King's Crown. And I've recently been promoted to the Director of Assisted Living Clinical Services, which allows me to oversee all of the nursing services that are provided within all 3 of our ALF buildings. So,
tell us a little bit about the Employee Christmas gift and what it might mean to some of your employees.
Oh, Shell Point is unique in so many ways, and the Employee Christmas gift is just one of the most looked forward to events every year. It takes some of the stress away from what holidays can do to us, especially with Christmas, with trying to make sure that you've got enough money to meet your normal everyday bills, but then also to have that little extra so that maybe you could put a little bit more of a special touch on your Christmas dinner, or be able to buy the present for your loved one that you know they really, really, really want and that you weren't sure you were going to have the money in your budget to be able to do. Or being able to pass on the generosity of our residents into the community at large to maybe a charity of your own personal choice. I can give you an example of one of the nurses here at the Arbor is very passionate about animals, and so she actually takes the gift that she's given from the residents and gives it to one of her charities for animal rescue, because she wants to pay it forward. And you know, I think I can't recall ever hearing from any of my staff over the years that the Christmas gift is looked at as something about them personally. They look at it as something that they're going to be able to do for others. I can't thank you all enough. It's just, it means so much, and it's kind of the icing on the Christmas cake.
Good, good. Now, as a manager, is there something special it means to you?
Absolutely. You know, I think back to when I first started with Shell Point, and I was going through college, and I wanted to go into nursing school. And it was with the Christmas gift from a couple of years. Each year, it enabled me to pay forward to buy what I needed to have for school as far as uniforms, books, and it even helped with tuition. So for me, it's a gift that's allowed me to step forward in my career, and nursing is such a caring profession because I want to take care of others, and personally, without the Christmas gift, it would have been a little bit tougher to do. The generosity of our residents here just never stops amazing me. And I've been so blessed to be able to be at Shell Point for all these years and be able to be a part of the family here.
Good. Well, we're
Thank
glad
you.
that you're part of our family.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now let's go over to the Woodlands and talk with Kevin May. Now we're over at the Woodlands and we're talking with Kevin May, who's the property manager. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming and talking with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe some of your background here at Shell Point.
Okay, well, I've been at Shell Point for almost 4 years now, and as you said, I'm the property manager, so in charge of the Woodlands, Eagles Preserve, and the estuary. And my main areas of responsibility are housekeeping, trash collection, making sure the exterior of the buildings are clean as well.
Tell us a little bit about a program that I understand that you are instigating that's an employee development program. Tell us the name of it and how it works.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky to be a part of a team that actually developed the program. It's called Taking a Walk in Their Shoes, and it's actually a customer service presentation, but it is a unique customer service presentation because Shell Point's a unique place. So essentially, it's going to make the employees think about other people's perspective on things and any difficult situations they might be going through, specifically residents, but also other employees and people we interact with every day. So it's, again, going to make the employees think, it's going to make them laugh, it might make them cry at some points.
How does that improve their ability to interact with us as residents?
I think very positively, because it gives them the confidence and tools to help deal with difficult situations they might encounter.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about the Employee Christmas Fund and perhaps what it might mean to some of your folks.
The Employee Christmas Fund is something that I haven't seen at really any other company that I've been with. It's very nice gesture, and if I could say one thing, it would just be thank you to the residents. I mean, to see the joy on the employees' faces is really incredible, and I know it's the one day of the year that no one's going to call out, so thank you.
You're welcome. We appreciate all that you and your folks do, and thank you for your wonderful program, and congratulations on a very successful one at that.
Thank you.
And now we're going to head on over to the island. And now we're over on the island, and we're talking with Tony Arias and some of his folks. Tony, we are so glad that you're here, and thank you for bringing some of your staff with us.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the Environmental Services Manager here at Shell Point. I've been working for Shell Point for 5 years. I love it here. I love the residents' smile. I love that the residents care about me.
Good. One of the things that we want to talk about today is the Employee Christmas Gift. And I know that all of you have been a recipient of the gift. And I wondered if you could just share with us a little bit about what that gift has meant to you and your family.
The Christmas Fund means a lot to me because I have a set of twins with my wife that are only 12 years old. So without that Christmas fund, it's pretty hard to go out and get them the expensive gifts that they want. So it helps us out a lot.
Yes, I love the look on my grandkids' face when Christmas time come and they see those gifts, and I was able to get them things that they didn't have in the past. So now it's a lot better. Good. Yes.
I especially love it because I think that like on Christmas time, they're thinking about me. They give us that gift. It means a lot to me and my family, especially the one overseas. I mean, I would send to them, but this especially give me more. So I appreciate more, and they appreciate it too.
Good, thank you.
I'm grateful that they return, I would say, something that we give them, and they're returning it to us. So I think that it's a good thing that they do that, and I'm grateful for that. And I have 5 grandchildren, so it helps.
Good.
It helps me a lot and my family because it provides me a wonderful meal in Christmas. And also I can buy a gift and send it to my country, to all my families and friends.
Wonderful. Tony, how about you?
It makes me feel very special and that somebody cares about me at work. I have a son in college, so he allows me to buy books and, meal tickets for him.
Wonderful. Well, we're very much aware of the fact that you work every day to help our lives be a lot nicer and more carefree, and we do appreciate it. And what is amazing to me is how you've taken our gift back to you, and you give it away to somebody else, your family and your loved ones. So thank you for your warm heart, for being part of the Shell Point family. We appreciate so much all the employees that took their time to be with us today. I'm happy to report that already many of us have responded to this year's campaign. And on behalf of the Employee Christmas Fund Committee, let me say thank you. I have to laugh because some of you have asked me, why are you starting so early? Isn't Christmas a long ways off? Well, with many folks traveling throughout the spring and summer months, we wanted to make sure that everyone has ample opportunity to give at the most convenient time, even spreading their gift out over several months if that's more convenient. You'll be hearing more about this through a letter in October, but please don't wait till then to respond. We've made it easier than ever this year to give, either online at www.shellpoint.net/ChristmasFund, where you can follow the simple prompts to give your gift, or you can write a check made payable to Shell Point. Just be sure to put Employee Christmas Fund on the memo line and send it through the campus mail to cashier/administration. The deadline for giving to this year's gift will be Friday, December 2nd. Mark it on your calendar because December 2nd will be here before you know it. But remember, you don't have to wait until December 2nd. Our employees work hard every day, so please join us in giving thanks to them through the 2016 Employee Christmas Fund.
Rich, what are you doing there?
Oh, I'm just watching some videos I took with my smartphone over the weekend. You know, Mary Kay, these things are great devices. I remember not too long ago when to take videos you had to buy this expensive mammoth looking thing and hoist it up on your shoulder, and the video quality wasn't even that great. No. It's amazing what you can do today with a smartphone. I'll tell you someone who really knows his stuff with smartphones and taking videos, and that's George Waters of Palm Acres. In fact, he teaches an academy class that residents can sign up for, and it begins this Wednesday. To find out more about the class, here's Terry, Colath, and George.
Hello, I'm Terry Colath. I'm here today with George Waters of Palm Acres. And George Waters is teaching a really interesting course in the Academy coming up. Thanks for joining me, George.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
I'm glad to have an opportunity to interview you and have people get to meet you who haven't had the opportunity yet, and to talk about this fascinating development. You have brought to our attention through offering this course a couple of times, this is your second time now, that the camera in our phone is not what it used to be.
Absolutely. In fact, the developments in latest technology in phones is more emphasis on the camera for taking pictures and video than anything else about the phone. There have been full-length movies made totally with smartphones.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Now, for yourself, what is your journey that got you to this interest?
Well, for the last 15 years, I have been involved in audiovisual productions, mainly in my church and with ministries. And as the phone has progressed in technology, it becomes such an easy instrument to use to capture video and pictures. It's always with you, and so it's very easy to use.
And the technology is catching up, so it makes it. Now, it occurs to me, because you told me, that the most important thing is not the technology, but the operator.
Absolutely.
That's where you come in with this
Absolutely.
class. I was like, great, I can do movies now. Not exactly.
I heard an interview the other day of a photographer who said that he was having dinner with an 8-year-old, and the 8-year-old asked him, "What do you do for a living?" He said, "I'm a photographer." And the 8-year-old said, "Well, that's not a proper job." The point is that a camera that takes video is not a proper camera unless you have a good operator.
Isn't that something? So there's still relevance in education.
Absolutely.
And lifelong learning is our priority. So tell us a little bit about this now. We know that we all have this technology available to us if we have a smartphone.
Absolutely.
You're going to make us a smart operator of that smartphone.
Hopefully.
What's going to happen when we come to your class?
Well, it's going to be a better operator, not necessarily a smart operator. We're going to talk about things you do prior to getting started. That is, you want to think about what you plan to video, have a script if possible, lay out the direction for what you want to happen. Then we'll talk about how actually to video, the proper way to hold a camera, to keep it steady, to be able to take pans and zooms and that sort of thing. We'll talk about good sound. How do you capture good sound? Because good sound on a video is as much, if not better, more important than the video itself.
Sure.
And then we'll talk about lighting, what constitutes good lighting, how do you get good lighting inside, outside, and the final part of the video process is composition. Where do you place people? How close do you get to people? How far away? What do you put in the background? Things like that. And then the last thing is to edit the video and publish it either on your own phone or on Google or on YouTube or Vimeo or any of the other platforms.
Now, talk a minute, George, about the creative part of this. Do we have to have a background in do we have to be a super creative person to come and do this?
Absolutely not. Everyone is invited and everyone will gain something from the course, directly from about video or ancillary things that will be talked about in the course as well. It's hard to talk about video or photography without talking about the actual phone itself and how to operate it and where things are found. I can't find my pictures on my phone. They're somewhere. I know they are, but I just can't find them. Those kinds of things.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Well,
and we'll talk about the migration and the development of television and the size of the screens and how screens, why they're larger and why they are today, and how to take video that takes advantage of those screens.
Wonderful. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is all going to happen in 4 Wednesdays, every Wednesday in July. So if you have not signed up, better sign up for this class. Or maybe we'll get George back to do it again because it has to be a smallish class so that we all get enough of George's attention as we go through this program. Join us.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and happy Tuesday. This is the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Van Scoy and I'm here to give you all of today's activities. We start at 7:15 with a Health Connections class entitled Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's in the Tarpon room. Pickleball will be played at the game courts at 8 o'clock. Also at 8, the round robin tennis going on at the Woodlands. At 8:15, Stamp Ministry will be going on at the Stamp room. At 8:30, the Ladies Golf Association will be meeting at the Shell Point Golf Club. And 9:15, the Card Making and Scrapbooking group will be meeting in the Tarpon room. Caregiver Support Group Therapy will be going on at 9:15 in the conference room of the Medical Center. Also at 9:15, the Memory Care Group will be meeting in the conference room of Behavioral Health. 9:15 is also time for open painting in the art studio. And Shuffleboard is available at the Shuffleboard courts at 9:15. We move to 9:30 for match play mixed doubles tennis at the Woodlands. And the Suzy Q heads out today to Woody's Waterfront Restaurant at 10 o'clock. There's a lunch outing to the Bubble Room. Pickups begin on the island at 10:15, 10:25 Woodlands, and 10:35 Eagles Preserve and Estuary. You do need to sign up for that trip. Through the Bible study group will be going on at 10:15 in the Osprey room. And 10:30, the Caregiver Support Group Therapy will be going on in the conference room of the Medical Center. Also at 10:30, the Memory Care Group will be meeting in the conference room of Behavioral Health. Our last morning activity is a LifeQuest Living Healthy class at 11:45 in the Osprey room. And our afternoon starts at 12:30 with Mixed Progressive Bridge in the game room of the Woodlands. The Knitters group will be gathering in the Osprey room at 1:15. Also at 1:15, the Women's Ministries Prayer for Missions group will be meeting in the Village Church Hospitality room. The Stamp Ministry will be gathering in the Sabal room of the Woodlands at 1:30. And 1:45 is time for fun and fitness in the community room of King's Crown. We move to 2:45 for a Health Connections class, Osteo Break Free. That'll be held in the Tarpon room, and you do need to sign up. Our last Tuesday activity is a hymn sing in the Resident Activity Center at 6:45. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy and your auxiliary information for Tuesday, the 5th of July. The Pavilion Auxiliary is looking to start some new activity with our Activity Committee to help the activities staff with more hands-on craft projects with our Pavilion residents, to bring activity to our residents on the rehab unit, and to get our third-floor residents out and about with some Shell Point bus trips. Would you like to have some fun with us? Women and men are welcome. Give me a call. I'd like to share with you a new class coming tomorrow in the Academy. It is Smartphone Videography, and our instructor is George Waters of Palmakers. We also have Get Crafty in the Shell Point Woodshop. The instructor is Phil Nadeau, Woodshop Supervisor here in the tunnel at Shell Point on the island.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is beef stroganoff over egg noodles with braised cabbage. For dinner, they are featuring their a la carte menu, and the soup of the day is loaded potato. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a grilled chicken pita with a side salad for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are roasted halibut for $20.95 or chicken brine for $14.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. Some time ago, I came upon the following story. I don't know who wrote it, but I do think you'll enjoy it. So here goes in the words of the author. My mother's father worked as a carpenter. On one particular day, he was building some crates for the clothes that his church was sending to an orphanage in China. On his way home, he reached into his shirt pocket to find his glasses, but they were gone. When he mentally replayed his earlier actions, he realized what had happened. The glasses had slipped out of his pocket unnoticed and fallen into one of the crates, which he'd nailed shut. His brand new glasses were heading for China. The Great Depression was at its height, and Grandpa had 6 children. He'd spent $20 for those glasses that very morning, so was upset by the thought of having to buy another pair. It's not fair, he told God as he drove home in frustration. It's not fair. I've been very faithful in giving my time and my money to your work, and now this. Months later, the director of the orphanage was on furlough in the United States. He wanted to visit all the churches that supported his ministry in China, so he came to speak one Sunday at my grandfather's little church in Chicago. The missionary began by thanking the people for their faithfulness in supporting the orphanage in China. But most of all, he said, most of all, I must thank you for the glasses you sent last year. The communists had just swept through the orphanage, destroying everything, including my glasses. I was desperate. Even if I'd had the money, there was simply no way of replacing those glasses. Besides not being able to see well without them, I experienced headaches every day, so my co-workers and I prayed about this need. And then your crates arrived. When my staff removed the covers, they found a pair of glasses lying on the top. The missionary paused long enough to let his words sink in. Then, still gripped with the wonder of it all, he continued, "Folks, when I tried on those glasses, it was as though they had been custom made just for me. Thank you for being a part of that." There were no glasses on their list of items to be sent overseas. But sitting quietly in the back, with a tear in his eye, an ordinary carpenter realized that the master carpenter had used him in an extraordinary way. Well, that's the story. I believe God does things like that. It made me think of a Bible story, which some might write off as coincidence, but I believe is more evidence of God's sovereignty. The king of Syria had ordered his 32 chariot commanders, who were opposing Israel, not to fight with anyone except the evil king, Ahab. But Ahab, who would normally have gone into battle in full regalia, had disguised himself so that he could not be identified. So as opposing armies approached each other, an unnamed Syrian soldier shot an arrow in the air. It was just a random shot. He didn't take aim. He simply shot in the general direction of the enemy troops. But the fatal arrow hit the king of Israel between the sections of his armor, and within hours he was dead. Now, was that just coincidence or God's sovereignty? Coincidence, said Einstein. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. The Apostle Paul teaches that God works all things after the counsel of his will. In other words, nothing happens by pure chance or accident. So when things happen in your Christian walk of faith, and you say to yourself, "Oh, what a coincidence," recognize that it's God's hand upon your life. A random Syrian arrow killed the wicked King Ahab of Israel. Look for evidence of God's sovereignty in your circumstances today. And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Return again tomorrow when Ruth Duber will drop by the home of David and Marge Lee as they prepare a delicious recipe of shrimp and artichoke sauté. Also, we'll find out what's happening over at the Island Salon and Spa. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Tuesday, July 5th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you back here again tomorrow.